Gramy to w RMF Max.
Gramy.
Tang off the side actually gets a pass up from one shot. Does he have the read on this ball? 43 has to really go and get this one, and 43 and the CP Slow offense might just stall out here as here comes Maryland. Weak clear from CP Slow. Savage trying to stay with it. They don't go for the pass there. Thought Taco might have gone for that pass over to the left side of the field, but they will allow CP Slow to reset. So a minute and a half into game number 2, 43 downfield. CP Slow again picking up where they left off in game number 1. Maryland kind of just hanging out on defense. They don't get in each other's way, or at least they haven't yet. CP Slow, a little bit surprising to see them not have as much effectiveness. 43 is caught out of position here, though, and is able to make the adjustment. Thankfully, David missing that touch on the back wall.
Something a little scary for Maryland is, yeah, they had great defense in the last game, but how long are they going to make those saves? Exactly. Letting a team pound your back wall and have shots on target where you're forced to make saves.
Ooh, so close. Twice the Tang off the back wall. Couldn't quite get the angle into the net, but you make a good point, Corelli, because you and I have said it time and time again. We believe that Rocket League favors the offensive team, and even if you may not win every single game, more than likely, if you're generating chances, they'll eventually start going in. There's one around the middle. Finally, they get caught out, and actually 43 almost didn't make it, but CP Slow on the board first.
Yeah, and again, you just said it. They got caught out here. Finally, that defense is breaking down. It looks like Taco is cheating up, looking for maybe a pass there, and then rushing back after the play beforehand, and 43 just able to follow that one up and capitalize on the missed rotation.
So at long last, CP Slow able to break the wall of Maryland. Tang on the cheat on the kickoff, and Taco just cuts him out. Dabin towards the side, so close to getting that second touch. 43 can only delay, as here's twice the Tang in charge. Taps it over the top of one. Here's Taco, a nice high bounce, and Savage is waiting a really long time. Taco trying to run as much interference as he can in that net, and that is definitely something that I really like seeing from Maryland, as you were talking about. You can't let CP Slow play their game on defense and be completely uncontested.
We saw Maryland do it yesterday against UNCC, disrupting the defense, and Taco was a big part of that, getting in the way and just bumping people around.
Dabin, a lot of time and a lot of space to work with. This is CP Slow showing they have no problem letting you come right at him, and twice the Tang returns the favor. He says, we've had enough of that. We'll stall out this Maryland offense for just a little bit, but I am surprised really that Maryland didn't take their time, because when CP Slow gives you time, I think it's most advantageous for you to take that time. If they give it to you, use it.
Keep the ball. You want to keep possession of the ball. The less time that CP Slow has the ball, the better off it is for you.
Here's Taco around the midfield. There's 43 waiting for it. Nobody on the right side of the net to really go and get this one. David downfield, twice the Tang to stop it. Pass across, and again, nobody home from Maryland. Oh, but a weak clear by 43, and Password will keep up the pressure, but CP Slow make the adjustment, get this ball down onto the other side, and now it's the final 50 seconds. The Terrapins needing something to get going here. 43 has to wait his turn. Taco's up nice and early. Around the back, Dabin to himself. Able to punch it through everybody. 43 realizes he's going to be on defense here for a moment. And he will support his teammates with a sound clear downfield. The final 30 begin to tick down now. As still, the CP Slow team refusing to let up on this offensive pressure that they've brought all the way since game number 1. Weak clear and not punished. It will be kept out by Dabin. A nice save, but Maryland still struggling to break out of their own half in the final 10. Poor clear, and that one will get it downfield. One shot towards the net, and that is stopped by a CP Slow player. Over to Taco. The 1-2 just missing, and Maryland probably going to fall short here, and that is it. But CP Slow, I mean, that is a very close call.
You know, something that I noticed about CP Slow, while they do go on to win here game number 2, and it was a pretty solid win. I mean, look, it was a 1-0 game. Not a big blowout that we were seeing yesterday, 2, 3, 4, 7, and 9 goal wins for some of these teams here.
There were a lot of blowouts.
This is a 1-0 win for CP Slow. Hey, win's a win. Not complaining.
2 1-goal games in a row.
A couple times, 43 looked very, very suspect on the ball, which is uncharacteristic of him. He seems to be very or usually he's very calm, kind of mechanical on the ball, a little more methodical, and I don't think we saw that enough here today. A couple times, a little bit out of position. He wasn't getting to the ball in time, wasn't bringing it down properly, and so maybe it's a little bit of nerves. I don't know, but that's not the way that I have seen him play. He plays a lot better than that, and I think once he kind of gets in the groove, into the rhythm of playing, CP Slow is going to start to pop off here.
I mean, either way, Maryland have done a really nice job, I think, despite 43 not playing up to par. I mean, even though they didn't come out with the win in game number 2, again, still really not a lot of problems on defense. The first goal that happened from 43 and Tang was a pretty well set up play. They finally got caught out on positioning, someone cheating up a little bit too far, and they just get a little bit ahead of themselves sometimes. But other than that, when Maryland got themselves on offense, the only thing I'd really like to see them change was for them to, just take that time that CP Slow is giving. Because you said possession is such a big part of Rocket League, and you can't afford to just give the ball away to a team like CP Slow. So as game number 3 begins now, I'm looking for Maryland to take a little bit more time with the ball when they realize that CP Slow is just giving it away. As here's Tang at the top of the box and kept out by 1 shot. One shot, soft tap forward, excuse me. Dabin down as Tang will just pop this ball nice and high to himself. He's going to be a little bit late. Taco into space, 1-2 off the wall. There's Dabin waiting for it, and a delayed touch actually gets it around, and Savage is able to find a clear as 1 shot, a little bit hesitant there. Double commit for Maryland into the corner. Taco actually thought about hitting that ball, but he realized he doesn't have teammates in position. Maryland a little bit scrambly on offense and defense right now, Gorilla.
Right now, CP Slow doing a good job of moving the ball around the field, and Maryland's just kind of scrambling, following the ball. See a couple missed touches there, and then CP Slow, this is the 3rd or 4th time I've seen already in this game, they just boom it down the field, and they're actually keeping possession a couple times.
Don't think that they saw Dabin lurking, and so close. CP Slow, that's one thing that the ball is very good at, hiding people behind itself. I have fallen victim to it many times before. Thankfully, Dabin, for once, off the mark, as here's password is Taco bar down and kept not out. Just kidding, put in. I thought they were going to save that.
And it sounded like it got saved, but what a shot here from password is Taco, just popping it up over that last defender, and 43 could do nothing about it. In fact, he actually puts it in. I'm not even sure if it was going to go in the first place, but either way it does, and Maryland find the first goal here.
Unfortunate for CP Slow, finally caught just a smidge too far forward. Dabin, very aggressive reads Dabin's going for. But I guess they don't mind that. Maryland is well aware of how he chooses to play things out of the midfield by now, I'd hope. And Dabin has been such a fantastic offensive asset for Maryland since they picked him up, Gorilla.
Absolutely. I mean, when he first got into this team, they tried him out and said, yeah, he's good. He's on the team.
Dabin passed down to 1 shot, just out of reach. He will collect that corner boost, though, and wants the dunk. Ends up tapping it straight across goal mouth. Here's Taco off the back wall, and Dabin back grabbing boost on his own side, which means that CP Slow have a chance to regain the ball here, but Taco again with time. Keeps it close over the top of 1 to 1 shot. Towards the corner, and so close to the dunk. Can he go down and get it? And Taco is thinking, if I had 10 boost, I could have done it.
He had a little bit in the tank there. He wasn't able to get it, and that's another close play. You see Maryland finding each other in the midfield. Something that CP Slow isn't really doing right now, as they're just kind of booming the ball down the field. Good back pass here, though.
We have seen that a few times from CP Slow as well. Solid possession-based ideas. Here's a great pass across, and 43 can't get the nose on it. Into the middle, out towards some space. Taco comes up with the ball. Has to leave this one, though. For Dabin, down to 43 over the head of Taco, and it will be bombed downfield by 1 shot. Savage, nice job tapping that ball down and around Dabin. But CP Slow, I mean, they're kind of struggling to move on to the offensive. They've definitely done a decent job adjusting here to Maryland's offense, but surprising to see them not be able to have that same effective passing game that they had yesterday.
I think it comes down to stay-at-home Savage. He's playing more of a third-man role than 43 was doing earlier, and 43 is playing a lot more offense before. And really, when you look at the stats and you look at the way this team's built, that's not how you want to play. You want stay-at-home Savage to be up in that offense if they're creating chances.
Totally understandable, but right now it's 43. They get it around. Savage is going to try and race for this ball, but Dabin, great pass, actually ends up putting it right to the Maryland offense. And I mean, the mindset of Dabin there, it's a good idea. He says, oh, I've got him beat to the back wall, but awareness, a big factor in that. You have to be very aware of where you're putting that ball off the back wall. So here's Tang, one shot's there to read it, top corner, and just kept skimmed downfield, and Taco can't stop it. Thankfully, it's wide. And Maryland will just hang on, but again, they're getting a little bit scrambly, and yesterday we saw CP Slow take teams apart when they started to scramble, and they just have not had that same effectiveness here in the first 3 games of this series.
They got to realize that the pressure is on CP Slow right now. They're up by a goal in Maryland, and they cannot let CP Slow get back into this game in the last 30 seconds.
1-2 tap, he went to get boost, and Savage cut himself off and made a great save, and the 1-2 pass is just off the mark. Up and around, 43 is going to get beat to this ball, and the final 10 seconds soon to begin. Maryland looking to take a 2-1 lead in the series as it's 43 in charge. Over to Savage, skimmed off the roof and high. They will both go for this ball. They have to wait their turn. Back wall, and it's nice and high, but Tang is way too close, and Maryland should be able to escape unscathed for this. Actually, Savage able to make a nice catch. Here's one shot around. They don't go for the demo. They don't really need it. They just have to keep the back line locked in. They got it too far out in front. And Maryland will indeed knock off CP Slow for game 3. But again, the effectiveness of CP Slow called into question here.
Yeah, and I think it goes back to what we said earlier. I feel like stay-at-home Savage was not involved in the offense, and he's a pivotal part of their offense. We said before, 3.5 shots per game, 42 shot percentage. I mean, this guy is the offense for his other 2 teammates here in CP Slow, and I feel like 43 is obviously capable of doing that, but I think they fit better with him playing as a third man.
Well, let's take a quick look at the goal that Maryland was able to score in that game number 3, because we have highlights today, and highlights are a lot of fun. This was that one goal where Taco just got it right around the back, and you could see 43 in the midfield there. He was caught a little bit too far forward. Don't think he was respecting the option of a shot, because that's a pretty tough angle to hit from there in the midfield.
Well, it's tough from his positioning as well. He was backwards. That shot comes up over his shoulder there, and he's kind of get up and over it, and he does kind of get there, but then he puts the ball in the net. So he tried his best, but it was a great shot to kind of catch the defense out by Taco. And it's just those type of little chip shots that have given Maryland quite a few leads here in the series we've seen yesterday and today.
It's like being a center fielder, or not a center fielder, any outfielder in baseball. Like, you just get that ball launched over your head and you're just trying to run back and track that thing.
It's difficult.
It's very difficult, because you might lose a little bit of awareness of where exactly you are on the pitch. You might think you're closer to the net. As here's game number 4 to begin now, and CP Slow again find themselves threatened. Not in quite in the same way that Northeastern was threatening them, but Maryland has just played a pretty sound defensive game, and that's really all it's been for Maryland. They haven't had to do too much on offense, just take advantage of the small mistakes that CP Slow are making and just not really blunder on defense.
Well, that's the thing on Maryland's side, though, is when do the blunders on defense start to come in? Because you cannot rely on your defense for so long here. You have to go on offense eventually. And if CP Slow starts getting a little bit more accurate with their shots or putting a little bit more aggression, that could be scary for Maryland.
Chance, and Savage kept at bay by the Terrapins as he now is in command of the ball one more time. Pass over to twice the Tang, and just crushed by Dabin over the head, and a nice pinch from Savage again to get it going back the Mustangs' way. Into the middle, he wanted the boost first and unfortunately takes himself out of position. They've got a little bit of help out of the midfield, but Maryland to clear now. One shot straight to the left. Dabin's a little bit too far forward, and they will just cut this pass down. Taco should have no problem saving this. It's a poor clear, and one shot has to bail him out.
And that's what I'm talking about. Little scary things on defense there. CP Slow will punish you for that. So far, Maryland has done a good job of not being punished.
Dabin to himself in the midfield. Savage will just cut it down. There's twice the Tang on the back wall, and nice preemptive defense from Taco. Back wall, actually a shot. 43 lost one into the net.
Yeah, interesting to see this one go in from CP Slow. This ball kind of bounces out, and 43 in that third man rotation. This is why he's there in that position. And just a misread by One Shot there on defense. He probably should have got that ball. You saw him, he had boost to get up for it, and unfortunately misreads it and gives CP Slow the lead.
It would be quite a run for Maryland to come through, play such a good series throughout all of the season in the Eastern Conference, go up against some very tough opposition here in the championships, and take down perhaps the strongest team in all of CRL, is what many people have said CP Slow is. So Maryland coming into today as perhaps the biggest underdog compared to the other three squads that we've seen, Grudnia.
I would have to agree, actually. I feel like a lot of people put CP Slow, Northeastern, as kind of those mainstays here in the CRL. OSU, a good surprise from the open ladder. And then Maryland, always a good squad, but maybe not making rounds like the others have.
Here's One Shot around the sidewall. Double commit there from CP Slow a little bit. Dabin around the side. He's got himself in a one-on-one. Double hop and the bump. Oh, Dabin, that was pretty.
Really like this play from Dabin. When he gets this ball on the ground, he uses a second jump to pop it up. Watch, right here, he pops up again and he gets up and over. Bumps away Savage, and he gets the goal, tying it up.
He does, you know, what's normally considered a two-man job all by himself. Very well done. Excellent play from almost unquestionably the Maryland MVP of the season for them. As here is Savage. Can't really control this ball in this corner. He's got no boost. He's just trying to apply pressure. 43 got surprisingly close there. And they have to give away this space to Maryland. And that's another thing I've noticed a little bit of CP Slow, really. The positioning is just slightly off. Usually they're so positionally sound. It's just been off by a few feet one way or the other.
And that's what I've been saying. They had Stay-at-Home Savage kind of playing that third man, and I don't think that's exactly where he fits. I feel like he's more in a 1-2 position, and that's been a little bit different here for CP Slow lately.
Great passing play from the Terrapins as the Mustangs again find themselves under duress. Weak clear, unfortunately, for the Terrapins. Nobody there to take advantage. Dabin gets caught a little bit far forward. A nasty hop and a great save off the back wall. 43 cannot get it around him.
Great effort by 43 to make that thing happen, but Dabin had an even better save.
Here's One Shot, back wall. Bit of a soft clear to himself. 43 and CP Slow not applying too much pressure there. They come out of the midfield. It's a quick 1-2 attempt. Dabin up there nice and early. One Shot now in charge of defending the net. He has to go and get this one, and he will meet Stay-at-Home Savage at the top of the box. And again, Maryland playing sound, textbook defense, really, not trying to go for too much. They keep one guy around to defend that back wall. And I guess that's the most frustrating part for CP Slow. They haven't really been able to get the offense going, and there hasn't been a lot of mistakes for them to really take advantage of. It's been just a sound, principled game from the Terrapins, as that is a very close one, as Taco slaps it out into the corner.
And a lot of it has been reliant on Taco making these saves, usually that last man back right now for Maryland, which wasn't the case yesterday, but today definitely playing a lot more defensive, and he's making the saves right now.
43, not the best clear off the back wall. Perhaps would have liked that long clear downfield. How do you do those long clears off the back wall, really? Because you probably understand it a lot better than
Yeah, you got to get it right as it comes off the wall, and you can just boom it downfield.
It was timing.
In fact, you don't even have to flip into it sometimes. You can just have a single jump, and you can put it all the way to the other side.
Ooh, nice clear from One Shot out into space. And again, so much room given to the Terrapins to clear this ball with only 10 seconds left. CP Slow, it's surprising to see them let off the gas in a scenario as here comes Maryland. The final chance will belong to them. That's a great pass, and it will be launched downfield. One Shot might have got caught out. He is able to make it back. It's going to be OT in game 4.
Really like to see Stay-at-Home Savage get a little bit more aggressive here in this overtime.
Here's One Shot towards that corner. This should be no problem for the Mustangs to clear it away. Savage actually gives it right back, and it's the most dangerous man on the Terrapins offense, driving it into the left side, and there's Taco off the ceiling. One Shot's going to make a U-turn and try and keep the pressure up. Bit of a weak touch, and the Mustangs might be able to regain control here. Double whiff means they will.
Scary for CP Slow right now. And Maryland threatening early here. Hopefully CP Slow gets their bearings quickly, or else they're going to go down 3-1 in this series.
Tang trying to delay this push. Here comes Dabin. Does not get a clean touch off the corner. Taco is again in charge with a lot of space to work with in the midfield. 43 shuts him down immediately. It's going to be a scamper back to the blue side, though. As again, CP Slow beginning to threaten, and actually this is perhaps the most panicky we've seen the Maryland defense all series long. 43 around the back wall. Nice long clear from one shot as Tang is just going to try and cut it down. Actually lets this one go, and very dangerous as Taco again will be in charge of keeping the net clear.
Opportunity
to 43, down and across, and they will get it away. Twice the Tang trying to read it clear both ways, and unfortunately picked wrong.
And good out there by Maryland, pushing that ball down the field and quickly counterattacking CP Slow's initial attack there.
Great pass towards the top of the box. Taco has to go and get this one again out towards the top. Dabin trying to get this back to one shot. Great possession pace play from Maryland, and 43 just missing out, and again, the execution just slightly off from CP Slow will net Maryland another chance on net.
Yeah, and look at that, Maryland, the second that CP Slow messed up on their offense in midfield, Maryland punishes and pushes it to space in the CP Slow corner to put the tack on.
As 43 shot just wide of the mark. Here's Savage trying to get it into the middle, and one shot there to meet him. 43 goes all the way across, and Tang is going to have to track this one down. Easy clear for Taco. Dabin gets denied the boost, and Tang, I think, wanted the bump. He will leave this for 43. It's going to pop straight off the ceiling. Here comes a few Maryland players. Dabin towards the net, and so close to getting the dunk. Taco skims it off his back wheels, and one shot has to bail him out on defense, and Maryland starting to crack just a little bit. Dabin almost caught out, and still CP Slow threatening, but Maryland just able to hang on here in this OT. And if you're CP Slow, this is one you know you need to win, and they're bringing it.
They are circling like sharks in the Maryland half right now, and they're just waiting for that mistake. You see 43 and twice the Tank begging back in rotation there.
Oh, what a pass and what a shot.
Savage finally gets the shot, and that is the offense that we want to see from CP Slow. Like I said, they were circling in the offensive half, and finally they break it down. One shot could do nothing about it. It was right in front of his face. It was too quick, and CP Slow come back in this series.
Gotta feel so good for the Mustangs to finally get one on the board. They just haven't felt like themselves, I'm sure, for those first 3 games. You win a nice long overtime like this, because usually overtimes go, what, maybe 30 seconds to a minute about, and going any longer than that, you kind of realize how much this game is important to them. They would have gone 3-1 down in the series. As we take a look at a few of the highlights, that was that first goal by 43, one shot. Surprising to not see him make that save, as he's made plenty all series long.
Yeah, that one just came down to misreading the play. And then this was a great mechanical play here from David. Just pops up a second time, puts it up and over everyone, and he
Halo, halo, jak mnie słychać? Już. Jak talerzyk? Dobra!
window AV. Where?
What the fuck, man?
Time now, my brothers. Flashbang. Throw in a flashbang. Grenade. Smoke. I'm throwing a flashbang. First blood. Grenade out.
Bawi całą noc, palić laty i tańczyć.
Go long. I flash. No smoke.
Okay.
Nice.
I'm throwing a grenade. First blood.
Siema.
Man, what are you doing?
Dominating.
You stupid unwilling.
Na bomb side, bomb side.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Policz serwer, policz.
Stupid, very stupid. You very.
Yeah, I know what I want, so I gotta work every day. No